Good afternoon, Ms. Police.
Yes, ma'am. I am calling to do an open records request, and I need just trying to find out who I need to talk to about it.
Okay, give me one quick second because I've got a call that I put on hold. Let me grab him. I'll come right back to you.
I think that was me.
Oh, hold on.
Okay,
Hold on.
okay.
Oh, maybe so.
Yeah.
I just hung up with the other call. I was getting ready to switch over, and then it came back to me, so I thought, all right, let's go back.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I apologize. I know that was a long hold. I had finished up with one other person.
It's okay.
You said you are needing some information.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'm some open records on, I'm not sure if he worked for your police department, but his name is Matthew Morin. He's the subject of a criminal investigation. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Email, I got you.
I meant...
Your email that said that we spoke.
I'm sorry.
I didn't speak to anybody.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it was coming to the right person, and I didn't want to just go, oh, well, I don't know what you're talking about, and let it go.
I apologize. I'd actually sent that email to Wadley Police Department, and I forgot to take that one line out because I did speak to her, Miss Victoria, but yeah, I forgot to take that out, so I apologize for that. Yeah.
No problem. That's no problem.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out who he worked for. I've already sent a request to the Georgia Post Council to get the interviews on him if they have any with Jill Dallin, but I don't know. The news reports are saying he worked for Wiley Police Department, but they're saying that they don't even know this guy. I'm just confused.
So, we don't have a Matthew Morin. We don't have that as an officer.
Huh.
Don't know. I don't know if that's a former officer.
It is. It's a former.
I'm looking on my list. I don't see it anytime recently.
Yeah, he's
It may have been a while back.
It was a while back. Yes, ma'am. He was convicted. He was locked up back in 2019 and charged with 19 counts of impersonating a police officer in Jefferson County. He is. I don't know where he's at now, but his trial is set to begin in a week or two, and I'm trying to get his disciplinary files, public complaint files. Does your police department have body cams?
Yes, we
Okay.
do.
Okay, great.
Now, depending on how long ago it was, we may not still have videos for them.
Mm-hmm.
We have, I believe, we follow the state
Retention laws.
retention.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Which is, I believe, 30 months for open cases.
Yep.
So if he hasn't been here in the last 2.5 years,
Mm-hmm.
then those videos may not be there because we don't have open, probably wouldn't have open cases for that.
Yeah, gotcha.
Now, if it's beyond that, we may not have it. We also had a period, and I think, I want to say probably 2019 or 2020,
Mm-hmm.
that we do have a certificate where some records were corrupted.
Gotcha.
And we actually lost a whole drive. And,
Ooh, wow. Oh, my goodness.
So if it falls in, trust me.
That's not good for criminal cases, man, for court. Yeah.
It was only body camera and car camera because they're stored separately than case files.
Oh, okay.
But, it ended up corrupted, and we went through the whole forensic attempt to get them back,
Mm-hmm.
and we could not. So we had to just document that as those particular periods were gone.
Y'all just didn't know me. I can get them back.
Well, there's a company that you send them, Jim.
Uh-huh.
That is certified by the GBI.
Right.
And they were not able to get them. They think that the drive itself failed.
Yeah, I take the whole.
Mechanical drive.
I take the platters out and put them in another drive. That's what I do. Yeah.
That was exactly it. They said that the drive failed, the platters, something stuck on it in
The needle.
mechanical drive,
The magnetic needle. Yeah.
and destroyed a quarter of the platter.
Jeez.
Yeah, I learned a whole nother set of of things with that.
Nice, nice.
With that being said, I can't say if those records are in that group or not.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you that you can put in for, and you had already sent me an email. I can count that email. You don't have to resend it now that we got it clear.
Yeah, I didn't want to go back and forth through email and set the wrong context. I'm not trying to cause a problem.
The easiest way is just reach out, and I'm more than happy to help.
Yes, ma'am.
I will forward that email to the city attorney.
Okay.
Letting them get started on whatever information that, they may still have. The city itself maintains our employment records.
Okay.
Things like that.
Gotcha. So, it's a little different with everybody.
Yeah, they'll kind of go through those lists. But let me make sure now. You gave an email that came in. You'd like to pick them up in person.
Yeah, I don't live far away. Yes, ma'am.
Let me get a contact number for you. Let me get started on it. We should be able to let you know at least. Now, I can't vouch for whether or not they'll be able to pull the records.
Correct. Okay.
So that we will let you know within that 3 days how soon you'll be able to get them.
You're awesome. You really actually know the open records law. That's incredible because you have no idea how many people don't in your position.
A lot of people, I think a lot of people get panicking, like, oh my God, I got to find this, I got to pull it together and start throwing things together to try and get to someone. Well, you're not really being thorough then.
Correct.
You just have to give them a response as to how long it's going to take you to come up with the
Right.
within that 3 days. So then you can be thorough in pulling it together.
Yes.
We sent you half of whatever could be out there because we're in a hurry to get it to you. I don't like that. I like people to get actually what they're asking for.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I deal with it all of the time. I have sheriffs that do exactly like Ron Sellers in Warrenton. He'll throw together whatever he can, and he thinks that's okay. And then I'll go pick it up, and I'll find out that there's body cam segments missing, there's personnel file information missing. I can piece all that together. Then I got police departments that give me, like the Georgia Post Council, they'll give me everything.
There's probably a few things I've seen on the news with Georgia Post that I'd like some information on.
Really? Like what?
Well, let me just tell you, there are a lot of police officers doing the best they can every day.
Yep, that's right.
And I'm not going to say anybody is perfect, but there are a lot of them doing the best they can every day. And as I always tell them, it only takes one to make a bad name for all of you. But guess what? If Post would stop allowing them to keep their certification, then the ones who are doing the best they can every day would be able to stand on their own merit.
Yeah.
Versus standing on the mess that another officer makes.
I'll give you a crazy statistic. The Georgia Post Council has decertified 14,000 police officers in the state of Georgia. I have the entire list.
Am I correct that Georgia is like the number one state to decertify officers? I looked that up one time, and Georgia was either the number one state or they were in the top three, because I remember being surprised.
Oh wow, I didn't have that stat.
I really did, because there were a lot of states that really lagged behind it. I was surprised because I was like, really? When? I don't hear that.
You don't hear it because it's not something that's publicized. Yeah, there is no agencies out there that I'm aware of writing stories about the Georgia Post Council, and they're the supreme law of the land, man. I mean, I've got interviews with some of their investigators, and they're hardcore. They don't play games. They're about 100% accountability. I do, First Amendment audits on the side often to glean information into whether or not people will tell me things about police, and then I'll go out and I'll run across them and I'll see if these things are correct. Very good conversation. I really appreciate that.
People would feel a lot more comfortable and I'm not saying all the dirty laundry has to always be first and foremost in people's faces.
Right.
I think people would feel more comfortable if they really knew how much there's an entity fighting on the side of life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
just because, like you said, they're kind of working unseen, trying to keep things on the straight and narrow, but who knows that?
Right.
So people don't think they start to assume things like, oh, nobody is looking out for the public, when someone really is. And if nobody ever tells them that there is an entity working hard to try and keep things right.
If there wasn't, there'd be fires everywhere, wouldn't there?
Exactly. But people would be I think they would feel better knowing that there is somebody looking, there is somebody trying. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But
there are. And you know, I only focus on the stories I publish are only on police officers that do an incredible amount of damage to not only the public's image of the police department that they work for, but also the public itself and the people that they victimize. And listen, I'm not talking about police officers that pull people over and write them a ticket. I'm talking about police officers that shoot and kill people, that hire people to kill people, that are engaged in incredibly unlawful activities. Now, I make videos on the good ones too, but I will tell you another crazy statistic. Very few people watch those videos. Anything that's involving murder or assault or harming another human, those videos for me go viral as crazy. You know, 99% of people go to a NASCAR race just to see a wreck. Most people look for it. But, you know, like you said, there are some good ones out there, and I make stories about them, but it doesn't gather much public, you know, interest, because, you know, what people don't realize, if they was to start pulling body cam, they would start seeing some of the good, but they would also see some of the bad, because oftentimes I have an incredible archive of body cam. Most of it, these police officers are acting on their own volition, in their own way, as if they don't even work for a police department. And that's the scariest thing to me, to go to a grocery store and find out the cashier is putting all of your money in her pocket and she's double charging you for everything and you didn't even know it because you're just reading a magazine. It's the same kind of scenario. You know, you're being slighted.
Right.
But, you know, like you said, you know, I'm with you 100%. There are definitely a lot of good police officers, you know, but there are also some bad ones, and they make everyone look bad. They make everyone look bad. And to me, they should face the hardest and harshest public scrutiny available, just because of that one fact, because they do it and they make the guy that really...
My husband has been a police officer for many years.
Nice.
He has a philosophy that when you are tasked with a public trust, you have to be held to a higher standard.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, amen. Wolf. I love it.
You just have to, and if you don't want that higher standard, you find somewhere else to work. There are places where you can just go take care of you.
A warehouse.
Just, you know, go on. But, you know, that's not the business of law enforcement. Law enforcement has got to have some sort of a higher standard.
Right. You know, and the cool part about, you know, what I do is I don't just show the body cam. I show all of it. I'm like, okay, this is what they did to this guy. They didn't just fire him. They decertified him. They took him to court. They interrogated him. They treated him like the police treat everyone else in a fair manner. That's the part I really draw the conclusion on, because at the end of the day, we're just looking at one single human that took action on his own. He wasn't directed by a police department, just like this guy Matthew Morin. He wasn't directed to go out and pull all these folks over, you know, fraudulently. You know, he took advantage of something that he thought, maybe in his mind, he thought at the time was right. That just because you're Georgia Post Council certified that you can do that, you can't. You have to be assigned to an agency. So I don't know what all the circumstances are around us.
I've been here for 6.5 years,
mm-hmm.
and it almost feels like I can remember his name. I don't remember the circumstances you're talking about, but I am fairly certain that I can remember it from being here. So at least I've got a time frame.
Yeah, and it's not a reflection on your police department, by the way. This story is not about, most of my stories are not about the actual police departments. They're about, like, for instance, I have one cop that I have tracked to 2 sheriff's departments. His name is Richard Russell. Him and 7 other officers. The district attorney dropped all the charges. Well, we have a man that's dead, And we have a cop that resigned a month later, and he ran off, grew a beard, went into hiding for Warrenton PD. I've been publishing his body cam for the past 3 months. He's really, really bad. He's really, really bad. He should not be a cop. And 99.9% of the comments of the 1.7 million people that have seen him so far, I'm sorry, close to 2.7, agree. He should not be a cop. And I guarantee you that he is a direct opposite of your husband. Your husband is probably a great cop, and he's suffering because of idiots like Richard Russell and Alfonso Forrest. And the list goes on. I don't investigate a lot of cops. I'm really just looking for those ones that really do the most damage to society. But, you know, that's what I do.
Okay.
Yeah. And they do damage in a lot of ways. They hurt people.
Emails. I'm going through my emails. I do remember an Officer Morin that left here, and I thought he went to Texas. And came back. I think he went to work somewhere in Texas and then came back.
Okay, great.
What? Hold on a second.
I've got plenty of time. I'm enjoying this.
2018.
Okay.
2018. 2017. Okay. Well, this was 2018. There was apparently a post-investigation into him.
Right. Yeah, I'm going through Jill Dallin right now to get that.
All right. So, yeah, I guess so. All right. I'm sorry. I've got 2 people at my door. I will get started on this and make sure you reach back to me if you think of something else that you need. I'm here.
Sure. I mean,
one quick second.
And your name is Amy Muhammad, right?
That's correct.
Okay, great. I appreciate you. And I appreciate your service too, by the way, and your husband's service. Thank you so much.
That is no problem. Thank you.
And I guess I'll be hearing from you soon.
Yes, sir.
You have a great day.
Bye.
Yes, ma'am. Bye.